currency.
Like a couple Bitcoins.
Money,
Hold up on my Nakamoto.
Hello. Welcome to the Blockchain Dynamics Show.
Welcome indeed.
My name is Brandon Doge.
And I am Woody.
And let's see, this is show number 25.
Show number 25 today.
The date is Saturday, August 20th.
Yeah, and this is brought to you on Error by Trial Radio.
Error by Trial Radio.
Our sponsor is Cryptopia.
That's www.cryptopia.co.nz.
It's a real nice little altcoin website. They have an exchange. They got forums.
Yep, they
a
also
marketplace, arbitrage sort of tracker between different exchanges, including themselves.
Yep. Yeah, Cryptopia, they've got a lot of really cool features. Among them is the forum. And if you stop by our thread there in the altcoin section of the forum, we're stickied there, post anything and we'll throw you some dots, up to 5,000 dots.
Yeah, and as a special enticement this week, we're encouraging people to come and share a story about your experience in altcoin trading or mining. Maybe an idea for you would be your biggest win or a big loss, something interesting. And we'll give you a bunch of dots, maybe like 20,000 of them.
Yep, 20,000 dots for just a story of your crypto experience, your biggest win or something.
And maybe we'll share it on the show after that.
Yep. So yeah, definitely stop by. Once again, we are stickied there in the altcoin section of the Cryptopia forum.
What else we got, Brandon?
Let's see. Little announcement. Next week, we're going to have an interview with the LBC people.
Yeah.
So that'll be fun. It's kind of a coin that it came out of nowhere. It didn't come out of nowhere.
Yeah, right. It's listing on Poloniex snuck up on us, I think.
Yeah, I agree. But yeah, we're really excited to be able to chat with them, and we'll have that for you next week.
We're going to do a second look segment today, and we're going to take a look at Decred.
Yep, Decred. This had really just come out when we started the show back in February. It was like right when the chain was actually launched, and everybody started getting their airdrops.
Right, and that date was February 8th.
Yep, and of course, this is one of the probably the biggest airdrop in crypto history.
Definitely the biggest one I've been a participant in.
There were about 3,500 participants. Each person got, I think, around 200, and I think it was about 220 Decred.
Yep.
And of course,
something like that.
What really surprised everybody was how much just that 220 Decred ended up being worth.
And even the volatility within the first week on that market meant that some people got twice as much for their airdrop as others if they sold them when they did.
Yep, yeah, it started out low and then spiked huge just after even just a few days of trading.
Outside of the market movement, it's an interesting coin as well. It's programmed in Go.
Yep, that's Google's programming language. And it's had a really unique wallet from the start. Kind of came out without
kind of hard, no real GUI, hard to use like Ethereum was or Lisk.
Yep, I was able to. They did offer.
Lisk had that. I remember now with Lisk, they had that website, but it wasn't working very well. So the people that were using the software did better at that.
With Decred, for me, I did use the website. They had a web-based wallet, and that's how I was able to get my airdrop.
Oh, nice. That's cool to hear.
Yep. It's a Blake 256 algorithm, and it's been a really solid miner's coin. One of the things that I think is really cool about Decred. Just a really robust proof-of-work chain. It's always great to see.
And it looks like it has an interesting proof-of-stake system as well.
Right. I didn't fully understand this. I don't know how much you were able to check this out, but it has a hybrid POW proof-of-work, proof-of-stake system where about 60% of the rewards go to the proof-of-work, about 30% go to the proof-of-stake, and 10% go to a development fund. So it's a development fund-based distribution.
Interesting idea.
But
and it seems like they have been able to pay some of their community members to create things for them. Is that what it looked like?
I'm not sure if that was a rewarded based system or just community members.
Just a lot of participation.
Yeah, coming together on their own, similar to like what was common with Blackcoin.
Yeah. they did just have a fresh release.
Yep, version 0.3.0 was released this week, and I think it's mostly just updates to the Windows wallet, which has just recently been released. And I know, did you try to get that Windows wallet working?
So basically, it's a scripted wallet that runs in a prompt, and then there's a GUI front end that you can run next to it.
Nice.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think most of the latest releases have been around that, but they do have the staking system up and running with the tickets and the voting system, which was interesting. I'd be curious to see more of how that staking system works, because it's definitely a lot different than what we've seen from other proof of stake coins.
Yeah, it's like you put in you buy a ticket.
Okay.
And the ticket cost is determined by something, probably I don't really know what's determining that at the moment.
Right.
But so then your funds are held up while this lottery takes place.
Okay.
And somebody gets picked, and that's the person that solves the proof of stake block.
Okay. Did you know what the voting was?
And that person gets the proof of stake reward, and then everyone else gets their money returned to them.
Okay. All right.
Something like that.
Interesting.
Yep.
Yep. And also in a bit of a shakeup in the team, IngSock. He was kind of one of the more public-facing people who helped a lot with the airdrop. He's apparently been off the project for a little bit, removed himself from the GitHub. But I think it's just, he said that it was because, just for time concerns and stuff, which is kind of normal to have some churn within the development team, I think.
Yeah. And it looks like kind of, from what I was saying before, also, they have such a strong community, it seems like that there's a lot of other people doing development on it, from what I was reading.
Yeah, it's a big team, and they're definitely have been keeping up with a lot of development. So, really interesting coin, in my opinion.
It was good to take a second look at it.
That was Decred. Let's see. Next, we are going to hop right into the news.
Yeah, and this first one's just kind of an interesting little bit of news because one of the big Bitcoin sites, bitcoin.org, put up a rather strange announcement. I don't know if you read it, Brando. But basically it said that bitcoin.org has reason to suspect that the binaries for the upcoming Bitcoin Core release will likely be targeted by state-sponsored attackers. As a website, bitcoin.org does not have the necessary technical resources to guarantee that we can defend ourselves from attackers of this caliber. We ask the Bitcoin community, and in particular the Chinese Bitcoin community, to be extra vigilant when downloading binaries from our website. Which is a very strange warning for someone to put up.
It's an interesting pronouncement to essentially say that they have inside information that they're going to be, the victim of some kind of state-sponsored hacking event.
Right.
Interesting.
But so, ultimately, it's kind of a non-story, even though it was fun to talk about, because that what people can do to make sure that they have the correct Bitcoin Core binaries is to test them against the cryptographically signed fingerprint.
Yes, and there's instructions on how to do that. And so that's definitely something to... Yeah, it was a weird announcement. The Bitcoin Core team, from what I saw, was kind of just saying, well, it's not that easy for them to just corrupt the wallet because of what you were saying earlier, because of this kind of signed key that you can use.
Right, and then so bitcoin.org isn't necessarily a vital part of Bitcoin. So if it is something that might be under attack, then people that use that website maybe, have to be careful to make sure if they're downloading from there that for some reason the file isn't being switch out.
Right.
But it seems like anyways, a funny warning to hear from a fairly prominent Bitcoin website.
Yeah, definitely. Bitcoin.org was split off from the Bitcoin Core team at some point by Satoshi, supposedly, as like a move to keep the network more decentralized. And so now we see the effect of that, I guess, with kind of the core team and the Bitcoin.org people taking at least a different approach to these kind of security fears, I guess.
Yeah. Funny.
So let's see. We also have a NeosCoin swap announcement.
Yeah. NeosCoin, which has been an interesting coin this year, is going to go through a swap.
Yep, Neos launched a couple years ago. It was a great miners coin. Started out as an IPO for development, And it has had a lot of development. It's got an interesting wallet with a lot of futures. But it also is one of those coins where it kind of, it did well for a while, went into the classic, just kind of lull period. And there was a really long time where we didn't hear from the developer. Nobody really knew what was going on. The price had gotten pretty low. And then kind of for no reason out of nowhere, the coin just started pumping again early this year, which is, that's always funny to see, But,
Sure is.
He finally he showed back up the developer Syntax, and he said essentially that they're going to do a swap, and he's going to try to kind of incorporate the lessons that he's learned from the first go around.
Yep. And so proof
into
of
the
work
new
is
chain.
ending. That's probably
Yep.
the biggest, one of the largest changes.
Yeah,
it's going to
that's
pure
huge.
proof of stake.
Yep.
It's going to be a huge reduction in the total money supply over to this swap.
Yeah, they're reducing it by I think 8-1 or something. So yeah, that'll be a huge reduction. About 5-1 actually.
Now, do you think we're going to see a Neos Classic, Brandon?
That's a good question. That's a good question. I doubt we will. I think
I doubt it too.
I think the exchanges would be just would not want to put up with a headache or something, but I would love to see, some element of the community try and put some value into Neos Classic. That would be funny.
Yeah. But anyway, that's going to be an interesting swap to keep an eye on.
Yep, Neos is doing a swap.
Gnosis.
The Gnosis prediction market is entering a beta phase this week. I hadn't really heard about this before, but Gnosis is a prediction market similar to Augur.
Okay.
It is on the ETH chain, so it's another ETH smart contract. And apparently they're entering beta this week, so that's pretty cool. I went and checked out the forum and the webpage. There's some cool videos there, but I wasn't really able to figure out how to actually get into the beta. But judging by the forum, it did seem like there were a lot of people posting about using the software. So there definitely must be a way to sign up for it at this point.
Okay, yeah. And we also found an older coin called Gnosis that I think I remember mining back in the day.
Yeah, there's also a shitcoin called Gnosis, which is really funny. It was, I think it's another roughly 2-year-old coin. And
It's got a sweet old 4-star proof of developer.
yeah, it's got that Crypto Asian POD 4 stars.
Which for people that maybe don't know is a short-lived rating system from a particular person that was respected in the community.
Right. When some of the early scam pre-mine coins came out, like AsiaCoin and GhostCoin, there was a response by the community to try and come up with this they called it a proof of developer system. And it was this Crypto Asian guy who would do it. And essentially developers would send him their credentials, and then he would release a report saying, okay, this guy, he checks out. And so that was the proof of developer system.
Right.
And it was pretty much every coin had it for a while.
Yeah, it seemed like a necessary step for a month or two there.
Yep.
But people quickly figured out how to kind of game that system.
Yep.
And receive really good ratings, despite the fact that they maybe would stick around not at all or just continue to be entirely anonymous.
Yeah, there were scam developers were able to get fake credentials that would pass his checks essentially.
And one of my favorite ones still has to be that Ripoff Coin managed to get that 5-star proof of developer from them.
A coin called Ripoff Coin, and he got the 5-star POD. That's great. Yeah. But Ripoff Coin was a good coin, man.
For a little bit.
So yeah, Gnosis prediction market. Pretty cool. Pretty cool to see this. I'm glad to see that there are other prediction markets coming out. It's not just going to be Augur. And there's a lot of people who are kind of framing this as a competition of Gnosis versus Augur. Augur, of course, had the huge IPO and is probably further along in its development. But I think in a way they could kind of complement each other. I think it's going to work out that if one does really well, it's going to be good for the other. So if Augur does really well, as long as Gnosis is able to release a working product, I think they'll benefit from that. And kind of that whole area of the market will probably grow in general. So really happy to see that these guys are still moving along.
Another interesting, funny story in Ethereum ETH Classic world is that what are being called white hat hackers took funds from the Ethereum Classic DAO.
Yep.
7 million?
7 million ETH Classic is what they're saying, yep.
And then at first maybe said that they were going to give them to people. Is that right?
They were going to return them to the people who put the money into the DAO to begin with. So similar to how the DAO was cashed out for the Ethereum core chain, it would be possible to do a similar cash out for people on the Ethereum Classic chain. But that kind of got cast into doubt pretty quickly when it was reported that people had already sent some of this white hat money to exchanges.
Right. And it seemed that indeed was happening because the next step in the story is both Poloniex and Kraken exchanges freezing a couple accounts associated with this thing.
So yeah, pretty aggressive move by the exchanges there.
So at this point, it sounds like the hackers, white hat hackers, or as they're calling themselves, maybe the Robin Hood group.
The Robin Hood group, yeah, really
Great
funny name.
They're petitioning the exchanges to return their frozen Ethereum Classic to some multi-sig wallets. That seems like a pretty bold claim for people whose money just got frozen.
Yeah, they got caught with their funds on the exchange, and now they're like, oh no, this is just to repopulate the DAO or whatever.
Yeah. They one quote from them was that signals were received from the greater community to distribute these ETC and ETH to continue to support Ethereum projects. So they thought that maybe they were gonna do the right thing by getting Ethereum and using that. Sounds interesting. Anyways, pretty funny type of news that only happens in cryptocurrency, right?
Yeah, seriously. I have to wonder if they were able to do the same exploit to the original hacker. That's how they got this money back from him, was by using the same exploit to, I don't remember the exact name of it, but they were able to get all of the ETH Classic into their accounts. I'm wondering why nobody then tried to execute or wouldn't try to execute the same exploit against the white hat hackers. Did they come up with some way to stop it, or?
I'm not quite sure about that. I guess my thinking is that the DAO was the thing with the particular issue,
right?
Not Ethereum itself. And so once they got the Ethereum Classic out of the contract, I think they weren't at risk of losing it.
Right. My initial understanding was that there would be like a time limit. They would have to hold the funds for a certain amount of days before they could cash them out of the DAO. But that doesn't seem to be the case here. These white hat hackers appear to have been able to get the funds directly in ETH Classic. If they were sending them straight to the exchange, I guess they must have
seem that way.
Had them in ETH Classic.
So it will be fun to see if these funds continue to make waves.
Yeah, I agree. I think we're going to be hearing about this in the coming weeks for sure.
We're still seeing lots of people on both sides of the ETH and ETH Classic debate, that's for sure.
Yeah, it's hotter than ever. It's not going anywhere, and it seems like both coins are going to be around for the long haul at this point.
We took a look at some of the biggest gainers and losers in market cap.
Yep, we went over to CoinMarketCap and just checked the 7-day, the biggest gainers and the biggest losers. The biggest gainer this week was Arbit.
Funny one.
Yep, it's an alternate reality themed coin, and it was up, at one point it was up 100x.
Wow.
It did like a little flash pump from like 200 to 20,000. And now it's at about plus 400% for the week. So most of those gains gone already. But it's still up there, and we'll see how Arbit holds up.
Another way up and unexpected one was Archcoin.
Archcoin coming back from the depths.
Proving that any coin can pump.
Yeah, seriously. Archcoin is still on BitTRX apparently. And it was about 1,000 Satoshi price this week, so it must have dropped into the low hundreds range at some point. Once, of course, it was as high as like 20,000, I think. So just another great crypto story there with Archcoin.
And another interesting one that's way up, and another example of how bizarre altcoin trading can be is HiCoin.
HiCoin, this thing's traded only on CCX,
That's right.
but the volume is, what was it today?
It was like number 6th highest volume market worldwide, basically, altcoin-wise, including Bitcoin.
Yeah, it had something like
Cryptocurrency.
1,600 or 1,900 Bitcoins volume on CCX.
Yeah, over $1 million volume, just this one coin on this one exchange that never sees this volume. And so, we've spoken before a little bit about how we always wonder about the economics behind these things, or what's happening. What is this?
Yeah, as usual, it seems like it's a situation where the coin probably is close to 100% pre-mine. And so there's somebody who's just messing around with the market to try to draw people in. But it's curious to know how they can generate this much volume and be able to afford, to get their return on their investment when they're spending so much on volume.
And it could be that they aren't actually paying any fees or something like that. Like, who knows?
Yeah, I'm really curious as to how the economics of some of those huge volume coins really works.
But for today and for this week, it's one of the highest volume coins, which is how it's going to be.
One of the highest
It's a
volume
fact.
and one of the highest in price increase too. Still
Yeah.
up about 300% for the week.
Yep. On the loser side of things, we saw Evergreen Coin.
That's down 29%, so lost about a third of its value. EDR coin continues its slide. It lost about 24% of its value. And LBC library credits.
Down about 23%, 24%.
And that will do it for the news this week. Once again, a lot of interesting stuff in crypto. I'm probably going to be watching the Gnosis stuff most closely. And I still have some Neos, so I'll definitely be doing the swap there.
Cool. And we're going to do our random coin spotlight next.
Up next is the random coin spotlight.
The way this works is we pick a number randomly from 1 to 100, and we find that coin on coinmarketcap.com listed on the list of coin market caps. And then today it was 36. Number 36 was Blackcoin when we looked it up.
Blackcoin, surprisingly high. I didn't realize that Blackcoin was still as high as number 36 on the market cap charts.
A coin that came out February 24th, 2014.
Yep, this came out like right after we had just gotten into crypto.
Right when we had our first miners, that's for sure.
Yeah, we both
Home
were
miners.
we both were able to mine this just at launch with single graphics cards, and it was really a lot of fun.
Yeah, really, really a lot of fun, and learned a lot about mining from Blackcoin. And then it had a crazy amount of pumping at the beginning of its life.
Yep, huge spike up to like 90,000 Satoshi. This was on MintPal. It was one of the biggest coins on MintPal at the time.
Yep.
Really fun. And I checked today just to kind of see how active it is. And the developer Rat4 is still kind of keeping at the same thing he's been doing since day one, which is he hardly ever posts on Bitcoin Talk, but he's just still constantly making updates to the actual code. I checked the GitHub, and the last update was like just a little over a week ago, even though he hasn't posted anything on the forums or anywhere in like a few months.
Right.
So interesting to see that Blackcoin, it continues on. The community still continues to try and drive futures for it.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, it's still trading on Poloniex and Bittrex.
And it was a really one of those ones that had that quick proof of work phase relative to the coins that came before it.
Yeah, it was a pioneer in the short proof of work. I saw on their website today that they claim to be the first coin with a short proof of work into
Oh, really? They
into
did claim
proof of
that?
stake.
I wasn't sure if it was the first or not.
I consider MintCoin to be the first to do that. MintCoin had a 6-week proof of work, and then it became proof of stake.
That's right.
So, and then Blackcoin
But they
came
shortened
out.
it quite a bit.
Yeah, Blackcoin came out.
Was that 3 days or something?
It was 10,000 blocks, so about a week.
Oh, okay.
And then after Blackcoin, that 1 to 2 week proof of work, pretty much became kind of the dominant thing.
Yeah.
For probably at least 6 months to a year before we started really seeing a lot of long proof of work coins come out again.
And it's traded on quite a few exchanges. Poloniex, of course, Bittrex, Cryptopia, pretty much everywhere. So many places I've never heard of. Bittylicious, Bloombit,
Yeah, they are definitely, they have a huge
Cryptomic.
footprint.
Cryptonarium. A lot of these places don't really have any volume. The highest volume actually is on a site called Jubi.
Is that a Chinese
Yeah,
situation?
it must be. The pair is Blackcoin versus the Chinese yen, and it has the most
Interesting.
volume.
Blackcoin famously does have a large presence in the Chinese market, so it doesn't surprise me to see that they're doing well on those exchanges.
That's our random coin.
Random coin, Blackcoin. See, up next we are going to get into the new posts. We love to cover those new posts, but it was a little tough this week. There were just a worse than average kind of group of new posts, so we're probably not going to dive too much into the details of them this week. But let's see. Let's get to them.
Yeah, might as well. Up first, we're going to look at Jack Sparrow coin.
Jack Sparrow coin, themed after, of course, the Disney intellectual property, so I'm sure that...
Is that really what that's from, or does it start before that, or is it just a Pirates of the Caribbean character?
It is just a Pirates of the Caribbean character, as
Wow.
far as I know.
Wow,
I think
that's
he
funny.
was made for that movie.
Man.
So yeah, it has a 20% pre-mine, so it looks like it's probably just going to be another Yobit coin.
Yep.
Michelangelo coin is next, another 20% pre-mine.
Very similar.
Yeah, a lot of these coins are looking really similar this week.
This one has pools and stuff. They both do, actually, so that's something.
Yeah, you can mine them if you want to, but otherwise, no acknowledgement of futures and a really high pre-mine just is not a good formula lately.
Nope. Not very mineable.
Exactly.
Dollar coin.
Dollar coin, this one comes in as the lowest pre-mine of the week, but it's actually still a 6% pre-mine, so still a pretty aggressive pre-mine in my opinion.
Right. Yeah, it's like you said, it's the little bit better, but if you needed to pick something new to mine this week, so far this is it.
Yeah, I guess if you were just really, really desperate to mine a new coin, then it would be dollar coin, but otherwise, nah.
Yep.
Next up is EnzoCoin. This gets the dubious distinction of the biggest pre-mine of the week.
And the flashiest graphics.
And the flashiest graphics. This is the nicest looking post, so if you're just craving a nice looking Bitcoin talk post to work through, then I guess you could check out Enzo, but 58% pre-mine, only one block reward is not likely to be a good payoff really for anybody.
Right. Not certainly not the miners.
And big pre-mines, we've seen big pre-mines work out before, but you really have to have somebody who's committed to the project, and there's usually going to be some evidence of that at the outset, and I don't see it with Enzo.
Guess we'll see if it ever starts trading and then goes up 3,000% in a day.
Yeah,
Becomes the sixth most traded coin or whatever.
Well, with 58% pre-mine and such low block rewards, they can do that just by trading with themselves or messing with the market.
Yeah, but to use like the example again of HiCoin or whatever,
HiCoin,
it's so that volume's so high that on a website like CCX, that's not even inexpensive if they are actually paying the fees. That is
right. If it was paid at the regular fee to generate that much volume would cost like a substantial amount of Bitcoins per day.
right.
So it's hard to believe that it's all fake, but it's also possible that
It's even harder to believe it's real.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. It's hard to believe that it's all fake, but it can't be real either. 1,900 Bitcoins volume on CCX. I mean, that's nuts.
Right. Up next is XP.
XP, and this one had a 50% pre-mine, so just another huge pre-mine. This post looks okay otherwise, once again, but it's got the video game theme.
Mm-hmm.
But still, that pre-mine's just too high. It's too easy.
Yeah, exactly.
They're greedy these days, man. The shitcoin developers, it seems like they just don't care anymore. They'll go 90% pre-mine, just like straight up.
Yeah.
Seems like they used to really try to be more subtle about it, but
They just need some more inspiration, like we were talking about with Blackcoin inspired them to do the short proof of works, right?
Right.
They need something to sink their teeth into.
You think, it's been too long for a big inspirational
Something
coin
like
for
that.
these guys to clone.
Yeah.
I like that. That's funny. So those were the proof of work coins this week. None of them very interesting, all super high pre-mine. We're going to do the ICOs next.
First ICO is Vulture tokens.
Vulture tokens. This kind of had an interesting post. They're doing like a crowdfund for a movie, apparently.
And you said it's not new?
I think it's been circulating for a couple weeks, but this is the first I've seen of it on Bitcoin Talk.
Okay.
They've made some content for the thread, which is a good sign. It shows they have something into it. So you can there are these weird like live action comic book frames or something, but so allegedly they're going to fund the production of a movie, and then the people who fund it will get paid in this token, and the revenues from the movie will be used to buy up the price of the token.
Interesting.
So it gets to be a little, you have to wonder how they're actually going to be able to monetize this.
Right, yeah. It's a clever concept. I wish I'm not seeing a lot of information about the movie itself, which seems like something that would be super important for if they want people to invest in it.
Yeah, I would think that having like a trailer or something right
Yeah.
up front would be really good.
Right.
It's probably at a stage that's even before that, like it's probably still at a very, very early phase. The film is called Listen Carefully.
And it's going to be based on Ethereum, this coin.
Yep, yeah.
Okay. Well,
So questionable business model, but it's a new idea, so that's at least a little bit interesting.
yeah.
The next ICO of the week was BlockPay.
BlockPay.
This wasn't very interesting. This is a pre-ICO announcement, so there's going to be another ICO round, which begs the question of why not have a pre-ICO,
Right.
and then another ICO before that.
It seems important to raise money so you can do an ICO correctly.
Yep.
That's what I would do.
But otherwise, a generic post. I didn't see anything interesting to like there. Next in the ICO list is ICONOMI. This was only interesting because they claim that they're going to raise 2,000 Bitcoins.
Yeah.
I think the market has turned. I think we're past the days of these. I don't think we're going to see any 2,000 Bitcoin IPOs for a while.
I think you're right. I mean, I would never believe it if this person pretended to raise that much. I'd be super skeptical.
Yeah, obviously just a really generic list of futures, nothing exciting there. And next is TitaCoin, another ICO. This time they're going to raise 100 Bitcoins just for buy support on the market.
Nice. This is like a dream of several coins in the past, I think.
Yeah, this is
Where
like a
they-
2014. dream.
Yeah, where the ICO coin, Bitcoin will be used to support the market.
Yeah.
There was a time. Doesn't some of the Yobit ICOs actually have that like built into it?
Yobit has the rise only market function, where they will essentially you can't sell on the market. You can only place asks, and people can only buy into those.
Yeah, but I was thinking of like occasionally they'll run an ICO where the stipulation is at the end of it they actually do place a buy wall. I've seen that happen on that website. It's crazy.
Yeah, Yobit and CCX will both do that, where the IPOs will have to have a wall placed with some of the ICO funds, and then those will be released after an amount of time, so the wall doesn't stay.
Oh yeah, that's a bizarre concept.
The premise of this TitaCoin is that they are just going to use it to pump the market, which historically that has not really been a great formula.
Although I think there have been some that have done it successfully from time to time.
I mean, a lot of times they just kind of take the money and run.
Yep.
So,
And this is from a newbie account, of course.
yeah, exactly. So just kind of not something to buy into, in my opinion.
A final ICO this week is MudraCoin.
MudraCoin. This is themed at the Indian market, but otherwise it's just got a whole bunch of different rounds to the ICO, so we're seeing the pre-ICO thing again. And this one did a CCX ICO, and then it sold out really fast, and then they dumped it like immediately. So maybe they don't have that buy wall rule anymore.
I think that it depends on the deal that you get.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I see.
So it can or cannot. Buyer beware.
But yeah, this it's already one of the biggest price decreases of the week. And it just came out, so.
pretty impressive to be on the biggest decrease of the week list, the week you get listed.
Yeah, the first week you've been around.
First 3 days. So who knows what we'll see from this one.
Yeah, that does it for the new coins this week. Just a few proof-of-work coins, but all with huge pre-mines. And a few ICOs, but nothing, in my opinion, really interesting or new.
Yeah, nothing I'm going to be taking too much closer of a look at. You know, I think we'll probably see a couple of those proof of work coins show up on Yobit.
Yep.
And maybe other exchanges, but nothing too special this week.
Yeah, if you're going to look at one thing, I'd say maybe Vulture tokens.
Oh, interesting.
And so we decided to check out some of the interesting coins from last week, because we did have some cool coins that were launched last week. The three of them that we're going to check out again are Benji rolls, Veltor, and Pascal.
Yeah. Benji rolls, we noticed was kind of a fairly mineable coin last week, which is unusual right now.
Yeah, it falls into the script clone category, but it was unusual in that it had it was not a newbie account that posted it. It was an old account. And it's just a mineable coin with no pre-mine, which, as we saw this week, is actually pretty rare in this climate of coins. And so when you do see one, sometimes it's good to watch. And so I've been keeping an eye on it. It's still not traded, which is also...
Well, it is traded on a site called CryptoRex.
Oh, right. It is on that very, very brand new exchange, CryptoRex. But
Yeah.
it's not on any of the normal exchanges yet, which is usually a good sign for a new proof of work coin, kind of counterintuitively, because a lot of the worst coins with the big pre-mines, they'll buy them onto Yobit right away. So these people are kind of waiting. So yeah, so far it looks like a good POW clone coin, I guess. Next up is Veltor.
Veltor was the one that was made by a student, and he was like, this is a project, I'm not taking it too seriously. Well, it looks a lot better this week. It's got a little logo now.
It looks a lot more like a project.
Yeah.
So that was interesting to see. It also got a supernova pool listing. And it was also revealed the algorithm, the new algorithm that he's using. He calls it Thor's Riddle.
Yep.
But
and it's just a combination of several other hashes.
Yep.
Hash
So
algorithms.
this one is looking really interesting in my opinion. We said last week that sometimes coins like this, as long as they're no pre-mine and not very flashy, they can sometimes be good to keep an eye on. And I think that's definitely the case with Veltor, which is still looking good this week.
Another unique looking coin that came out last week was Pascal coin.
Yep, Pascal coin. The wallet is programmed in the Pascal programming language.
Yep.
Which is very cool. What drew us to this one was that it had a unique wallet, a new wallet that we hadn't seen before.
Which seems kind of difficult to get going.
Yep, and a lot of people are having trouble with it. Also a new algorithm, I think. And so it's just a CPU mining situation still. So yeah, that's always a good combo, new wallet, new algorithm. Just something to keep an eye on if you can get in early. And also when other people are having a hard time getting it running, that can provide an opportunity as well. But I don't know if this has a Linux distribution working yet. So it probably wouldn't be accessible to exchanges at this point.
Right. But I think we can, out of these 3 revisits, we can probably guess that at least 1 or 2 of them will get traded.
Yeah, Benji rolls is just kind of a script slow roll hash coin that could do pretty well. Veltor, I think, has the most potential in terms of could potentially have some money behind it. And then Pascal has one that just has potential to kind of do the niche thing, maybe, in my opinion, get a small community around it.
That'd be nice.
And hold its value.
It'd be nice to see it do that rather than just like disappear or something, right?
That does happen with even with new algorithm and new wallet coins. We've seen it happen in the past. I even have a hard time remembering the names of some of them, but definitely in the past year we've seen a few unique algo coins with unique wallets get launched and just kind of fade into the mist.
Yep.
But still, as far as the mining game goes, they can, the risk reward is such that there's so much to gain if they do well that it's still a good idea to keep your eye on these kinds of coins.
Mm-hmm. Just still wish I had that script ASIC.
Yep, seriously. I always wonder, are they any good?
I don't know.
I'll never know.
Gonna jump over to coin listings.
We're doing our coin listings. So we'll start with the mining pools, and we're covering Supernova. They listed that Veltor coin.
Right.
Didn't list any proof of work coins, any other new coins, and I'm not surprised because he doesn't seem to like the super high pre-mines anymore.
We looked at exchanges.
Yep, we're going to start with Cryptopia.
And just as a reminder, head on over to our Cryptopia forum thread at cryptopia.co.nz and let us know a story. We'll give you some dots.
Yeah, I'll give you like 10, 20,000 dots. If you post, just a story about your biggest win, your biggest loss, or just something interesting that has happened to you in crypto.
The coin that was listed on Cryptopia this week is LadaCoin.
LadaCoin.
LDC is the ticker there.
This is a new coin. I don't remember too much about it, though.
I don't either.
But it is now available for trading on Cryptopia.
Poloniex, nothing. Bittrex, nothing.
So par for the course for those two exchanges this week. Nothing new on Poloniex or Bittrex.
On Yobit, they listed Lutetium.
I think it's Lutetium, maybe?
Lutetium.
Lutetium coin.
Aces. CoolinDark. And Chronos.
Chronos. So just a normal Yobit-like listing. Aces is a kind of a IPO, generic IPO coin. I don't remember too much about Lutetium. CoolinDark coin, of course, is the coin launched by that pool operator. I think that was an IPO. I don't remember. And then Chronos coin, that was an airdrop coin. And I actually have a few of those on a virtual machine somewhere. I might have to check and see how that one's doing.
Sweet.
On CCX, just kind of something funny this week. Syndicate had spent, some people from the Syndicate community had spent a couple of Bitcoins to jump that coin to the top of the CCX voting. And then this week, someone from the PeepCoin community overbought them, essentially. They must have put close to 3 Bitcoins into the CCX voting. And what's funny about that is that PeepCoin, this is a coin that came out a couple weeks ago, and they were promising to give $1 million to 1,000 people as part of the airdrop.
Right.
So their advertising campaign was an alleged $1 billion giveaway.
No, $1 million giveaway.
It was $1 million for 1,000 people. So each person.
I thought it was split between them all.
Nope. Each person was going to get $1 million according to this post. So yeah, a little obviously highly suspicious that they could ever give away $1 billion. And now they are the top of the voting on CCX. So I think somebody must have just thought that because they signed up for the airdrop, it would be worth it for them to. They must have thought they were actually going to get their money out of it, essentially.
No way.
I don't know. I mean, who else?
I love that, though. That'd be hilarious. That somebody's like, oh, well, of course I'll pay a couple $1,000. I mean, I'm going to make $1 million.
Yeah, exactly. And the funny thing is that the wallet is not even out yet. So CCX couldn't actually add the coin.
Really?
Yeah, somebody sent 3 Bitcoins for the voting on this coin that doesn't even have a functioning wallet.
Weird.
So yeah, strange world.
NovaExchange added Collosus Coin 2.
Colossus 2, that's a swap from Colossus Coin, an older proof of work coin, I think.
I guess I was going to say, sorry, Colossus Coin 1 holders. It's not your day.
I think it was a swap. I don't remember much else about the coin, though.
SwisCoin.
SwisCoin.
And AcesCoin.
So AcesCoin, that's making its way around
getting everywhere.
All the exchanges.
LiveCoin, nothing else. We don't got anything else listing.
Yep, that's it for the listings this week. Really a slow week for the listings here. For me, Chronos is the most interesting just because I have a few.
And didn't it have a pretty high volume at one point?
Chronos?
Yeah.
Not especially, no.
Oh, okay. I thought it was doing pretty good somewhere. I was looking at it.
I believe it is on Cryptopia, I believe.
And yeah, just kind of slow. Kind of just like the new coins.
The markets, they seem to be in kind of a holding pattern right now. Everybody, I think, who had a really good coin idea, for the most part, they've already put them out there following the Ethereum kind of frenzy. And so now we're waiting to see what the next big thing for altcoins is going to be. Kind of like you were saying earlier, the shitcoin developers, they don't have any inspiration right now. And so they're just releasing these high pre-mine coins with kind of no pretense. And I think that once we see kind of the next huge altcoin takeoff, it's going to re-inspire not just the shitcoin developers to make more interesting new clones, but you'll also see people that had bigger ideas coming out of the woodwork again.
Yeah.
In response to that. And so we might be in for a kind of a long period of mediocre new coins.
Right. Well, and seems like you never know when another good coin's going to get announced. It could be 5 minutes from now.
Yeah, it could have happened while we did the show. That's the funny thing about altcoins, that the next great coin could come at any time.
What was that? Do you remember that coin that was like Sunday morning? We were like, oh man, we were like watching it get ready to pump, and then we went and hung out at the hot springs.
I don't remember, man. That's lost. That's lost to me.
It's like, oh, it pumped, of course, because that's how crypto is.
Yeah, that was a coin where you could like buy graphics cards or something. I don't remember. It had a doofy online store, remember?
Mm.
I remember how the coin worked, but I don't remember the name of it.
So we like to take a look at coin birthdays.
Yep, let's jump into the birthdays.
And this week we've got two 2-year birthdays, both pretty interesting coins. One we've already spoke about a little bit, Neos.
Yep, Neos was born 2 years ago. The blockchain came alive.
August 19th, 2014.
Congratulations to Neos. 2 years is a long run, and as we mentioned earlier, they are doing a chain swap.
Yep, going over to proof of stake.
So happy birthday to Neos.
The other coin that was from August 14th, 2014 is SwisCoin.
SwisCoin. Another huge birthday there. SwisCoin kind of came out in the first wave of big IPOs in 2014. I remember it kind of had its IPO around the same time as ViaCoin and Coin.
Yeah, and
there were some others.
It's proof of working.
Yep, and yeah, SwisCoin has probably distinguished itself as the most successful coin of that time period. They, of course, were hugely affected by the MintPal kind of hacking, theft, disappearance incident.
Oh, that's right.
They lost most of their IPO funds to that, but they were able to persevere and have gone on to release a lot of really cool new futures, and they're definitely one of the highest profile coins out there right now, I would say.
Yeah.
So yeah, really happy birthday to SwisCoin.
And I think we talked about a little bit, I don't remember what episode it was on, but they have a market on SwisCoin version 2 that they came out with. Yeah,
we were talking about decentralized markets and what some of the kind of the pitfalls and the advantages might be. And we were joking that nobody had actually released a decentralized market. And that is one of the things that SwisCoin has out there right now. So that's really cool.
But we've never used it, of course.
But yeah, we haven't used it, so I can't actually speak to its functionality yet, at least.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's SwisCoin, and happy birthday to them.
Happy second birthday. We're starting to get really close to having more 3-year birthdays too.
Yeah, we're really excited for 3 and more 4-year birthdays to come up too. It's hard to believe. The altcoin scene just keeps on going.
It seems like October is going to be a big birthday year or month.
Yeah, we've been looking back through the records, and August seems to historically be a quiet month in crypto.
Mm-hmm.
And who knows why, but
yeah,
that's the game. And let's see, I think that is going to do it for us here at Blockchain Dynamics. This has been show number 25.
Right.
We are, of course, brought to you by cryptopia.co.nz. Once again, check us out.
Don't be shy.
Don't be shy. Come to the altcoin section. Check out our sticky post. Tell us about your biggest win, your biggest loss.
Win some dot.
Get a shitload of dots.
Do whatever you want with it.
Yeah, you can do all kinds of stuff with these dots. They're the native
Get
currency
your coin listed
of Cryptopia.
Sell them for Bitcoin. We don't care.
Possibilities
Have fun.
Are endless.
See you next week.
Peace.
Currency.
Like a couple Bitcoins.
Money,
Pull up on my Nakamoto.